Should you buy a property now? After all, property values have finally started to decrease, and Lloyds Bank is predicting a market slump with prices dropping 8% in 2023 and then stagnating for the next 4 years. So maybe this is a great time to buy, or maybe it's the worst time to buy. We recently sold our flat in May of 2022 and have been looking to buy again for the last 6 months. It's been one of the craziest times to buy, what with all the fluctuating prices of houses and the interest rates soaring. I started looking into renting over buying as I thought that could potentially be a better use of our money. And in this video, I want to break down all of those numbers for you. The costs comparing buying versus renting. And by the end of this video, hopefully you'll have a much clearer picture of what you could do as well. Currently, the average interest rate for getting a 5-year fixed rate mortgage is sitting at 6.43%. The 1.3 million fixed rate mortgages that are set to end this year could cause people a lot of difficulty if they can no longer afford the mortgage. Our fixed rate mortgage on our flat before we sold it was 1.2%, and our mortgage was coming to an end in October of 2022. So we knew when it came to remortgaging, our mortgage rate would skyrocket. We wanted to sell for a very long time, so we thought what we should do is we should sell then and there in May, pay the very small early charge fee, and then once selling, apply for a new mortgage back in May, June time when it was a lot lower, and hopefully would be able to stick with a low interest rate. Anyone looking to sell now will definitely think twice, because selling now means your new mortgage rate will be well over 6%. And not only will your mortgage rate be higher, we all know cost of living is getting a lot more expensive. So you have to really think twice when you're getting a mortgage to make sure that there is affordability there. Now, these are the costs associated with buying a house or a flat. Then, once you own that house or flat, it's up to you to fix potential problems. For example, if the boiler breaks, or there's a leak in the roof, or maybe there's a buildup of damp. This is all on you, and it can be really expensive. It's best to put money aside every month for this in case things do go wrong. I would also recommend insurance for things like boilers and washing machines. So, what about renting? Well, renting has significantly increased as well, but overall, it comes with a lot less associated costs. And this is why I think it should be a consideration for you. These are the costs associated with renting. As you can see, the costs associated with renting are far fewer than that of buying. But because there's this mindset that renting is bad and you're just throwing away money and you should try and get on the property ladder whenever you can, we just disregard the idea of renting, and if we're able to buy, we go for it without really thinking if renting might be the smarter choice. Well, let's work out some example costs if we're talking about myself and my wife. I live in London, so I will base it off something here. A 3-bedroom flat in London in my area would cost £520,000. A 20% deposit would be £104,000, stamp duty would be £13,500, and a 5-year fixed rate mortgage at the current average of 6.43% would be £2,493 a month, of which £2,229.06 is interest. Meaning in this specific scenario for us, we'd only be paying £264 towards the actual property. How insane is that? The solicitor fees can vary, so I'll give ours, which is £1,750, and then searches, which you have to do when buying a property, they cost £550. Ongoing bills like electricity, water, council tax, Wi-Fi, and that kind of stuff, I'm not going to bother working out, because regardless of buying or renting, it's most likely going to work out to the same cost. That gives us a total starting cost of £122,293. Over the 5-year fixed rate, you'll pay a further £147,087 towards the mortgage. That's not including the first month, of which £131,514.54 is interest. I'm also assuming here that nothing goes wrong with the building, but if we're being realistic, you're looking at potentially spending a few hundred to a few £1,000s a year just to fix things and to do things around the house. Now, if we were renting a similar size property in a similar location, this is what the costs would look like. The rent would be £2,102 per month for a 12-month fixed contract, a total of £25,224 in the first year. Based on various statistics, we're going to say that the rent increases at a rate of 3.4%. Now, of course, it could be higher than that, and it could be lower than that. It all depends on A, your landlord, and B, the market. The following years would look like this. Year 2 would cost you £26,081.52. Year 3 would cost you £26,968.20, and so on. Now, as I said earlier, we do have to consider that the rent prices could go further up, or they could stay the same, or sometimes they could even come down. But with the mortgage, you're stuck for a 5-year fixed rate unless you want to pay quite a hefty penalty to get out of it early. So to rent for 5 years would cost a total of £134,991.72. This number is scarily close to the amount of interest we'd be paying if we got a mortgage, which was £133,743.60. A small difference of £1,245.12 over a 5-year period. Now, it's fair to say interest payments are just as bad as rent. But another payment to consider, which is just gone when you're buying, is your stamp duty, which in this case was £13,500. Also, the other associated costs when it comes to buying, like searches and solicitor fees and other things that you'll never get back. That's also money down the drain. This brings the total amount to actually buy to £149,540, which means it could actually work out more expensive to buy rather than rent. There are, of course, important factors to consider here, like the potential of the property value going up over those 5 years. Hopefully you should get that back when selling it, as well as that the £264 a month going into the actual property, well, you should probably get that back as well when you sell it. Hopefully you actually end up selling it for a profit. However, it's not so cut and dry. With all things considered, the hassle of buying, the hassle of maintaining, the worry of being stuck for 5 years, maybe that's just not worth it. And of course, the biggest elephant in the room, that deposit. £104,000 for a 20% deposit is no small amount of money. If you had that money saved up and you decided to rent, you would be able to invest that money in maybe index funds over the next 5 years. And it's impossible to say, but over 5 years, you could earn more money that way than on your property. However, this video isn't about investing. It's about whether or not you should buy or rent. And I know the investing aspect comes into it and it's very important. So maybe I'll create an entirely separate video about what you could do with the leftover money if you decided to rent. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd want to see. So, what have we done? Well, we've decided to buy. I know, after that whole video, we've decided to buy, but let me tell you why, because there's 3 specific reasons why buying for us makes the most sense. Because we applied for our mortgage a very long time ago, our interest rate is 3.7%. Not 6.43%, which makes a massive difference in the calculations. Meaning over 5 years, it actually worked out cheaper for us to buy rather than rent. Number 2, we were fortunate enough to sell our previous property at a good time and make a bit of money on it. So we're able to use some of that money for the deposit on this new place. And number 3, both myself and my wife work from home. So we're there all day, and having the possibility to potentially build a studio in the garden or do stuff to the property to make it easier to work and live in, well, that's just something we didn't want to give up. And when it comes to renting, you don't have that much freedom with what you do to the property. If you want, I can do a full breakdown of our property, all the prices, the process, everything involved when we finally move in. If it happened that we missed that early interest rate and we were stuck at 6.43%, then no, chances are we wouldn't have bought, we would have just rented because it would have made more sense for us. So now, what should you do? Well, Martin Lewis said something really interesting. If you're looking to buy a home for the long term, maybe a forever home, maybe you find your dream home, I wouldn't worry so much now as things will fluctuate so much, but it shouldn't affect you. If you're looking to buy for the next few years and then move again, you might want to consider renting as it could be a lot cheaper. And that makes a lot of sense. So let me know in the comments what you're thinking of doing. I hope this video helped you, and I didn't make it to scare anyone. I just wanted to be really transparent with what's going on in the property market and, tell you that there's nothing wrong with renting. Renting is absolutely fine, and sometimes it's the smarter choice. If you like this video and you want to see more videos like this and more videos about budgeting and other financial topics, then let me know in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching.